Cardlife Creative Survival was a promising survival game with a unique twist. Players could build anything their imaginations could conjure using cardboard. The game's charming visuals and creative potential quickly garnered attention. It appeared poised for success. However, the game vanished from Steam, leaving many players bewildered. This essay will explore the reasons behind Cardlife's disappearance. Cardlife allowed players to explore a vast, colorful world. They could gather resources, craft tools, and build shelters. The game's distinctive cardboard aesthetic gave it a whimsical feel. This set it apart from other survival games on the market. Players were drawn to its creative potential and the promise of an engaging survival experience. Cardlife offered a unique take on the survival genre. It emphasized creativity and exploration. Players could collaborate with friends or venture out solo. The game world was full of possibilities. It provided an escape into a world where cardboard creations could come to life. The game's early access release generated significant interest. It seemed destined for a bright future. However, fate had other plans for Cardlife. The game's journey took an unexpected turn. Developer FreeJam, the studio behind Cardlife, announced its closure. This decision had a direct impact on the game's development and availability. Cardlife was removed from Steam. This left players without access to the game they had come to enjoy. In February 2025, FreeJam, the developer of Cardlife Creative Survival, announced its closure. This unexpected news sent shockwaves through the gaming community. Players were left wondering what had happened to the studio behind the promising survival game. The closure came as a surprise to many. FreeJam had been relatively quiet about any financial difficulties.
The studio's closure had an immediate and direct impact on Cardlife. Development on the game ceased. Support for existing players was discontinued. The game was removed from Steam, making it unavailable for purchase. Players who had already purchased the game could no longer access it. FreeJam's closure was a significant event for the studio's employees and the players of its games. It marked the end of an era. The studio had been operating for several years. It had created several popular titles, including Robocraft. The closure left a void in the gaming landscape. It served as a reminder of the challenges faced by independent game developers. The reasons behind FreeJam's closure were complex and multifaceted. However, the studio cited current market conditions and server costs as major contributing factors. These factors, along with other challenges, created a perfect storm that ultimately led to the studio's demise. The closure of FreeJam and the subsequent removal of Cardlife from Steam serve as a cautionary tale in the often turbulent world of game development. Some users, like myself, desperate to continue playing, resorted to piracy due to Cardlife's disappearance from Steam, and like myself, using piracy as a last resort.
The gaming market is a dynamic and competitive landscape. It is constantly evolving with new trends and challenges. Indie developers in particular face an uphill battle. They must navigate a crowded market. They often operate with limited resources. FreeJam was no exception. The studio faced mounting pressure from the ever-changing market.
One significant challenge was the increasing saturation of the survival genre. In recent years, the survival genre has exploded in popularity. Countless new games have flooded the market. This made it increasingly difficult for new titles to stand out. Competition for players' attention and money became fierce.
Cardlife, despite its unique cardboard aesthetic, struggled to differentiate itself in this crowded market. While the game's creative building mechanics were praised, it faced stiff competition from more established titles with larger player bases and more developed features. The struggle to attract and retain players in a saturated market placed a strain on FreeJam's resources.
Furthermore, the gaming market is subject to changing player preferences. What is popular one day may be irrelevant the next. This volatility makes it challenging for developers to predict long-term success. FreeJam, like many indie studios, had to adapt quickly to these changes. The constant pressure to stay ahead of the curve likely played a role in the studio's financial difficulties.
Server costs can be a significant burden for game developers, especially indie studios like FreeJam. Maintaining online infrastructure is not only expensive, but also requires continuous investment to ensure stability and performance. FreeJam cited server costs as one of the major contributing factors to their closure.
Running servers for an online game like Cardlife involves substantial ongoing expenses. These costs include not just the physical hardware but also bandwidth, maintenance, and technical support. For a small studio, these expenses can quickly add up and become unsustainable.
In the highly competitive gaming market, even a promising game like Cardlife can struggle to cover these costs, especially when player numbers fluctuate. The financial strain of keeping the servers running likely played a significant role in FreeJam's difficult decision to shut down.
It's a tough reality for many indie developers. Balancing the desire to create innovative games with the harsh economic realities of server costs and market competition is a constant challenge. Unfortunately, in the case of Cardlife, the scales tipped unfavorably, leading to the game's untimely demise.
The closure of FreeJam and the end of Cardlife highlight the precarious nature of game development, particularly for indie studios. It serves as a stark reminder of the many challenges developers face in bringing their creative visions to life and keeping them alive in a competitive market. FreeJam's journey in the gaming industry has been nothing short of a roller coaster. From their early successes to their unfortunate downfall, it's been a complex story.
Absolutely. FreeJam started strong with RoboCraft, capturing a dedicated player base. But as time went on, they faced numerous challenges, including competition and evolving player expectations.
These challenges culminated in a series of setbacks, ultimately leading to their demise. It's a stark reminder of how volatile the gaming industry can be. When a game studio closes, it's not just about the end of a game, it's about the people who lose their jobs and the community that loses a part of its identity.
The closure of FreeJam was heartbreaking. Many talented developers found themselves suddenly unemployed, and the community felt a significant void. It's a tough industry, and the human cost is often overlooked.
The emotional and financial strain on those affected can't be understated. It's a somber reality of the gaming world. With FreeJam's closure, the future of Cardlife hangs in the balance. The game has a loyal following, but without the support of its developers, its fate remains uncertain. Will the community be able to keep it alive, or will it fade into obscurity? Only time will tell.